the idea that we are going to split up and do some different kinds of workshops until Neil comes on at 3 o'clock. So should we have a small sales pitch from the different workshops?
Yeah, please let the other one start.
Are you going to start with your sales pitch on what your workshop is about?
Yes, we have to complete that. Well, we've been hearing a little bit about this Library 2.0, and we're going to run a little bit of a workshop about how makerspaces and libraries can interact, and we're going to look at some concrete projects that we're doing in Valby that sort of creates interaction between schools, FabLab, and libraries. And I think there was a question about how you tie FabLabs closer together, and there's a question about publicity as well for the orange makers, and we're going to look at some of those issues and how libraries can help with that, and librarians too. All the information, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna head a workshop on FabLabs at schools, since we've been doing a school project and a lot of other teaching and educational projects are coming up. So I'd like to gather a group and get and deliver inputs on what could be the substance and how should FabLab make its way into more schools.
Say the last bit again, it was very low.
Yeah, but I am very low. Well, it's the content isn't totally clear. I'm just gonna have a discussion on what's the role of FabLabs in education. So I'm gonna try to put together good ideas on subjects and courses, and I'm eager to know your visions on how is our GBA kids to be taught like these crazy, innovative subjects in the future. I'm not going to deliver all the answers, but I'm eager to hear your point of view.
Yes, and I'm just making a workshop where we're having a bit of fun. We're gonna tinker a little bit. Yeah, you guys, you know what tinkering is. So it's gonna be more silly. Workshop is more serious. So we're gonna make a silly workshop, but we're gonna talk about how the importance of getting ideas from the head into the hands and back from the hands into the head. So while you're tinkering and doing stuff, I'm gonna try to imprint the idea of making what you. Okay, are you ready? Oh yes. Yeah, we got some English speaking, so we just keep on doing it in English. What I'm gonna make you do is become physical. I want you to take some abstractions and make them physical. So we're gonna work with how we can take stuff, images in our head, and make them physical. So to begin with, I want you all to make a physical representation, which could be this could be a physical representation of the taste of a FabLab. So you have to make the taste of a FabLab as a physical representation. So we have to think about, oh, this straw, what is this? Oh, it's got something cracking to it. Oh, it's something exciting. It intrigues me. oh, we got some, it's rounded, it's flavor, and something encasing it, and then it's like this, what's that in the middle, it's like, so it's about taking something which is really abstract, what's the values of a Fab Lab, so we're gonna change it up, and what's the taste of a Fab Lab, and we're gonna make a physical model about it, okay? So just be sharp on what you put in the model, be prepared that you have to defend it and say, why is this funky furry little bead on your model? It's because it stands firm. So don't put stuff on there just because it's pretty, because you're gonna have to defend it somehow. And just use the clay for sticking stuff together, because else people just go and do the clay stuff that they love. So go figure out what your Fab Lab tastes like. I'll find a glue gun for you. And you can't do nothing wrong, and you got like 15 minutes to do your individual model.
Lad os bare gå i gang. Vi havde et projekt sidste år.
And a lot of people are looking into education as a way. Of course, it's not only about money, it's also about what to teach kids. But that being said, that's what we're discussing. This one is an NMC technology outlook report. This one is for the Norwegian schools. NMC is a new media. They're identifying emergent technologies in school systems in the teaching. And this is about Norway, but they made a similar report on what technologies to look for in the schools. And as you can see, it's a 3D printed figure on the front page, and they identify 3D printing as a technology with a 2 to 3 year implementation horizon. So that meaning that it's just about to make its way into schools. You're here from Spinderihandler. Yeah. I think 3 weeks ago, the Danish Foundation Industriens Fund presented 3 million grants for research on using Fab Labs in public schools. And as far as I know, it's focused on a Singapore Fab Lab, but it's also including Aarhus and Vejle.
And of course, the interesting part is that we both have equipping to schools and to libraries and to the culture house, which is just free and open public access already, and that's also agrees with the Fab Charter. The way we did it was we got the idea, and then for founding we kind of just bought the stuff ourselves within our own budget instead of going up to the municipality and asking for money. But they gave us, they thought it was a good idea, so they gave us a guarantee if we went under budget, they would come in and support us. But we established it within budget with some extra stories attached to that. But one of the problems was that the hardware specification for a Fab Lab is based in the United States. Most of the machines are built there. They're also only specified there. So there's also some shipping costs involved, and there's some more restricted route for process ventilation, for instance the shop box, the large CNC mill, and also for the laser card. In Denmark we have quite strict regulations, and we've spent I think $250,000 Danish kroner on top of the hardware specification. Then we also had to rebuild the floor where we have the fab lab. And then we also had to get some more electricity in the room for the shop lab, and that's happening now before Christmas. Besides that,
is it better like that? Yeah. That's what I usually do. Want to make it giraffe afterwards? Giraffe? Yeah, make like the same kind of thing that we make with we're going to get some courses up with the white. Yeah.
Balloons have shall I make here a valve? Yeah.
Then, who are the naysayers out there? What are the barriers? For example, we've had experience in running a fab lab in the countryside, seeing that's a problem to get people to attract people there because school budgets, distance. So now we have this mobile fab lab to finish our projects at the schools instead. Any ideas, any experiences coming together? And then I'd like to hear your one-sentence visions on what is this doing to the school system? What should it do? What role should fabbing and making play the education of our kids? And I promised it would be fun. I don't know if it makes sense to divide into groups. When Flemming told me that 80 people would attend this conference, I made it easy. I thought we would have to divide into groups, but I think we had so few. This is the only slides I've got. I think should be reorient so everybody can see
trying to limit their access, so they can do anything in our fab lab up to their prototype. As soon as they've finished their prototyping, they need to find a company supplying them instead. We're like 90% within fab lab spec. We have most of the machines. We have the last CNC mill almost there. And then I'm actually also building a laser scanner. So when that's complete, we have all the equipment from the hardware specification, except equipment for molding and casting. Since we're open the way we are, we have a problem with having very expensive materials just residing there. And equipment for molding and casting, silicon, stuff like that, is quite expensive. So we can't do that as yet. And also our electronics workshop, we have all the tools, the measuring equipment, but we don't have the components collection yet. So you have to bring your own stuff in order to make that. And then in the near future, we are going to make a fabliothek in the fab lab.
Nå ja, det var i dag.
Some work.
It was so, it was like a torture device. I should be the first. Yeah, we're thinking big.
What about these backgrounds? Really?
It's like you need to have some stabilizing material. Just when you use like one of the printers, you have this white material.
giver noget væk, som det er alt muligt, men det skal blive til noget andet muligt. Så det er sgu godt. Ja, men den er meget fleksibel. Og
So is it cannibalistic? Is it you know, taste of people?
I think it is, but yeah, I think it is. But and it happens slowly, but it takes some time.
I was thinking that the commercial use could be part of the business model. That is for when we're building up the business model for our Orange Makerspace, we really hope that the commercial users can help fund the machines and help fund the whole project. So the people who come in who have no commercial interests don't have to pay so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have the same abilities as being a Kulturhus, but
Yeah,
I think it's
not
like
quite perhaps, but it might be possible. But it's kind of, we're a bit sweet because we were one of the test houses for implementing the total open hours for everyone, free access from the street. So the intention from the beginning was that they needed the house to be open 7 days a week. So we don't have any time we can close for doing stuff like that at the moment.
With making these nerd camps for young children, together with the radio, TV, where they make sort of fun physical experiments. They shoot at water rockets, they put down small things in cola bottles, and so flushes all over, things like that. They experiment a lot, do physical experiments. And we have some experience with that, but we haven't, I think that's something we should go home and consider. We haven't been able to really establish a bridge between that, the experimental part, and the sort of maker design part of what we're doing. Because we're also trying, as Simon explained, to create some maker facilities with the industrial hall in Roskilde. But we haven't got any experience of combining these two. But that's something.
Couldn't you make it like an attraction like Lima or Viking?
I'd like to, one small experience I had with children I liked was we were part of the culture night in Copenhagen. We presented robots. We had also a few tinier robots. I don't know if anybody. It's quite cheap robots that